All right, boys, so today we're back here and we're going to be talking about ability setups post AP update. If you do not know, if you are not up to date, so on offense, the AP got raised to 8 AP, and on the defensive side of the ball, got raised to 11. Also on offense, however, set feet lead went up 1 AP. So really today for offense, not much has changed besides, I guess, a new player. And I think there's two ways to go about your ability setup. I think in certain playbooks, people like Refrigerator Perry or Andrew Luck are still fine. If you do not remember those setups, I will go over those real quick. So William Perry right here, he gets set feet lead, gunslinger, and gift wrap for 6 out of our 8 AP total. What that means is you have 2 AP to play with. Things that I like a slot apprentice with this. So potentially someone like a Tyreek Hill right here with that slot apprentice for 1 AP. Other things you could do running back apprentice. People that get running back apprentice for 1 AP. Ricky Williams is an example. You could go a tight end apprentice, someone like Dalton Schultz. So that's the setups that I like with William Perry. And really all that changes with Andrew Luck is the fact that now set feet lead and gift wrapped is now 5 AP out of your 8 AP. And again, I like the running back apprentice, slot apprentice, and tight end apprentice with Andrew Luck. But however, on offense, we now have one setup that I like the most, and I understand why people like, say, Refrigerator Perry or Andrew Luck still. I think they have the best release in the game, but in my opinion, 2 quarterbacks that I think we're gonna go ahead and go over, Jordan Love and also Tua right here. They are the first QBs in the game to get the stack of set feet lead and hot route master. Now you can't stack gunslinger on top of that. However, I still think it is worth running these cards. Jordan Love is a little bit better to the short to intermediate range, but I like Tua a little bit more with the deep ball and also on the sideline throw for like corner routes. And I think it's an argument to be had. I know a lot of people are just going to say Jordan Love is the runaway favorite for quarterback, and you might think that it's just Dolphins bias with Tua. No, if he had Gen 1, I would not use this card. Like, I think Gen 2 does have some benefits over Slinger 1. Slinger 1 is not as good as it's been in years past, but I also understand a lot of people don't like lefties. So potentially this is what we're running on what's called Jordan Love, right? So set feet lead, hot route master, that is 7 out of our 8 AP. And then on top of that, man, I just run a gift wrapped. I think gift wrapped is still a really valuable ability. So yeah, hot route master, set feet lead, gift wrapped for all of our 8 AP. And really, in my opinion, I don't know what else I would run on them. Those are the 3 setups that I love on offense. Defense is where stuff has changed so much. I want to cover one thing that I have not tested out yet, but I've heard good things about, and if it is as glitchy as people have said, expect the video on the channel. So one thing that I've heard is pretty solid, okay? And for an example, this is the best AP value you could get. JJ Watt right here, I've heard some people run double or nothing or edge stretch combined again, because last year it would give him like insta wins, right? And JJ Watt can get that for 3 AP, and then someone else like a Micah Parsons, like a Derek Thomas as well, can get it for 4 AP. That is 7 out of our 11 AP. That might be something worth looking into if it is that crazy. It is a lot of AP. If you're getting crazy pressure like that, fill your defenses with 2 deep out zone KOs on the outside, pick artists everywhere else for 0. I think that could be runnable, right? So yeah, that was just something that I did want to go ahead and go over. Maybe might make a video on it. But yeah, so that's one setup right there. And again, there's like deep outs on the outside. Now we're going to talk about defensive setups, and we have a lot today. The base setups, in my opinion, that I think every single person should have, okay? I think deep out zone KOs on your outside guys, really nice. So I'm gonna go ahead and go best AP value. You don't have to make this a 1-to-1, but I use 90 overall Ty Law, 89 speed. I don't care. He gets deep out zone KO for 1 AP. That's where I think his value is. He is my CB1. He's gotten burnt one time for me where I asked him to shade down man. Besides that, in zone coverage has been phenomenal. Really haven't noticed that he is 89 speed. I press him every single play as well. One thing that I wouldn't recommend for a lot of formations though is baseline pressing, because if you baseline press your deep blues, there's a very high likelihood that they're just gonna get ran past by streaks, even if they are 99 speed. As our CB2 right here, the person that I am currently running as well is Darius Slay. So Darius Slay right here, he gets the deep out zone KO for 2 AP. I try to put the ability points on. Sometimes it's not entirely up to date, like we couldn't do it with Ty Law, but right now we're spending 3 AP. So why do we want deep out zone KO on the outside guys? Well, potentially in cover 4 sets, cover 3 sets, a lot of times you can press your deep blues like quarters, outside thirds, and they have potential to play a lot of corner routes in the game. Now, I'm not saying they will guard it the entire time. They will potentially get open late. Now, the other 2 things that I really like a lot of, some people really like the deep elite. On top safeties, I just like the 1 AP deep end zone KO. That's really all I like. Malik Hooker right here that gets that deep end zone KO. There are times where this just doesn't activate, but I think it just for its value, 1 AP, I don't really want to run like deep out zone KOs, because running more AP on my top safeties is going to limit what we could do elsewhere, right? And again, that's just my opinion. You can have a different opinion from me, but other top safety right here, we are going to go ahead and have Bo Jackson, and he also also gets the deep and elite for 1 AP, and he also gets pick artist for 0. I think in a dream world, you should have the personnel to have 4 0 AP lurk artist linebackers. So, and the people that I think are the best, Harold Carmichael with that 6'8" height. I really like Josh Allen as well against 6'5". Middle linebacker Gronk as well is fantastic, 6'6", 268. And really for a final one, I kind of like Ray Lewis. The reason why I like Ray Lewis is he can also rush the passer. He has really high power moves. So he's someone that if you want to go to like say a big nickel, a nickel normal, a dime normal, he could play on the defensive line and actually be somewhat effective. With the current fatigue penalty, that is a little bit of a worry. But yeah, so we just put 4 0 AP lurk artists on the team. Now this right here is the base team. And with this base team, we're currently spending 5 out of our 11 AP. I think this also depends on our defensive front as well. Because if you are running 6-1, this is what I ran in 6-1. So on Harold Carmichael right here, I was spending additional AP points on flat zone KO. And again, we have the lurk artists right here. So flat zone KO on him and Josh Allen. The reason I tried this, and honestly, it wasn't as effective as I thought it was. And I actually kind of got out of 6-1 because it didn't do what I thought it was. But the reason why I tried this, because in my head, right, what's the weakness of 6-1? It's really the linebackers that a lot of people play in 5-yard purples or hard flats, not getting out to the flat. Even if you pass me, even if you do whatever, they just don't get out to the flat for me. So I was like, okay, even if they're a little bit late getting out to the flat, we're going to have flat zone right here. And this, again, still gave us 3 AP to play with. What I personally did was I was running inside stuff on Jalen Carter and also David Bakhtiari, who David Bakhtiari, I think, is a really nice card right now because he cannot get fatigued. So we were running 2 inside stuffs, and actually my math is all sorts of messed up. This is all 11 AP. My bad, not a mathematician. Got 1 AP right here, 1 AP right here. That's 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 11. So we got all 11 AP. This is a 6-1 setup that I really like. Now, if you're not running 6-1, there's no point to run this. Like, there's no point to run flat zone KO on this player. We're going to go ahead and unactivate him and also unactivate Josh Allen right here. A lot of players out there like nickel normal sets, dollar. There's a couple other things that I like that you could potentially do in like a dollar setting. So what I think is kind of cool in dollar right now is getting slot CBs that get flat zone for 1 AP. Potential players that do get that, say Devin Hester, again, gets that flat zone KO for 1 AP. And I mean, we could also run someone like Calvin Johnson that is 6'5" and gets that flat zone for 1 AP. So this right here, again, now we have an additional 2 AP to spend. We have 2 AP to spend. Again, this is where it gets kind of tough for me. Like, we just have a lot of ability points to spend, and there are some good things to spend ability points on. I like the inside stuff. We could realistically go 3 inside stuffs, and I do not hate that at all. Other things we could do, we could add pick artists on top of people. Now, this is a spot where we could potentially just go deep out zone KO as well, and then just run 2 AP up top here. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 11. I don't mind that. We would have 4 deep out zone KOs. I think that's a pretty effective strategy. I'm not gonna lie. I think that is. Like I said, I think we're starting to realize there's a lot of options. I like a lot of times 2 inside stuff, so just because I feel like it does help against the run at times. Now, also right here, I think this right here is the perfect B-Nog set. What I mean by that, if you don't know what B-Nog is, big nickel, I would play Ty Law in the slot right here. And this right here is all out, like deep out zone KOs. So we're just gonna go ahead and get Jack Tatum right here. Again, guess what? He gets deep out for 2 AP. We have deep out on all 3 of these corners right here, meaning we have the versatility to run cover 3 invert. Like, we can invert out Ty Law for 5 AP right now. In the top safety spot here, however, we can go ahead and change what we're running. And I know he's technically a little bit dated, but I think at the top safety, it's fine. Darren Woodson with that deep elite ability, that deep zone KO. And then also we could potentially move Ty Law right here. And then this is really only feasible when you get the final compass player, but I think this could be a pretty good setup right here. Caleb Evans also gets that deep zone KO for 3 AP. So now it's 6 AP at the top, 8, 10, and then 11. So this just all out gives you the versatility to run any single coverage in like a big nickel type of set. And I think it is really nice. And yeah, now I'm going to go over one final setup right here that this is the thing that I think I am going to be running for a while. And we're going to go ahead and put back the deep end zone KOs at the top safety. So like Bo Jackson and also Malik Hooker right here. Deep end zone KOs right here. And what I have been running on my outside corners. Again, Ty Law gets deep out for 1 AP. I've also started to run mid zone on top of that for 4 AP. So I'm spending 4 AP on Ty Law. And then on Darius Slay right here, I'm also running mid zone KO. I'm spending 9 AP on my outside corners. The reason why I'm doing this is mid zone KO is actually kind of crazy. Things I have seen mid-zone KO play that I was kind of like, I had to do a double take. I was like, huh? So let's think about cover 4. these guys are in outside corners pressed. I have seen this play trips tight end verticals, like that vertical route. You know what I'm talking about? Like the inside seam. I've seen it play that. I've seen it play gun bunch verticals, the tight end route, which I'm just like, okay. Like it plays it late and it gets to KO. I think that is actually insane. I think this can take away a lot of things. And while it is a ton of AP, it's actually what I'm running right now. And I do really love the inside stuffs. I don't love spending 5 and 4 AP on my outside corners. I think there are some better things that maybe I could run. But yeah, man, I just think the mid-zone KO right now is super good, especially on the outside. But I also feel like I need that deep out zone KO to play all the corners. So yeah, this was pretty much every single setup that I think is now feasible now, given that the AP went up to 11. Let me know your guys' thoughts down below in the comments though. Let me know which you guys are rocking for defensive or offensive AP. If you guys did enjoy this video though, you enjoy content like this, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Hopefully I was able to help you today. If you guys want to see me use some of these ability setups live, make sure to hit that noti bell on YouTube or check the links in the description. Hit that Twitch with a follow. Been multi-streaming on both YouTube and Twitch. Would love to see you on some streams, man. But if you guys do want another video to watch, if you're currently wondering about the fatigue penalty as well, I made a video on how to counter it.